And welcome back to an illusionist episode of The Careful Boys. I don't know, that was a stupid one. And today we're going part 2. We're getting to know Savio Joseph over here. Everybody call you Savvy?
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm trying to call you Savvy. I want to be in. I want to be savvy about it.
Are you gonna come up with a magician name like something like the Mysterious or like the Grand something? Or you know how they have the name like old school like.
What was your childhood crush, Savvy?
No. Like the mysterious
is
warlord.
Yeah, how are you been?
No, I thought about it. I just like my name, Savio.
Is that the new school style though, or people just are like they just have their name? Yeah, okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like also if you have a different name, like it might be hard to find you, or unless you got like really famous and then that's your. Because Chris Angel, basically. I mean, I don't think Chris Angel's name is Chris Angel, or it's something.
I hope it's not.
Might be.
It's Chris.
Does it spell Chris like that? C-R-I-S-S?
I hope it's not. Unless his mom was like 14 when she gave birth.
What if you're just Savio?
Christopher Sarantakos.
Yeah, there you go.
Sarin tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah. So I guess so people do change their name, like if it's not
Sexy enough?
Yeah, it's a stage name. Like that's.
I think that guy Piff was smart because he's just like a white dude.
Yes.
So he's like, might as well like just do something different.
Yeah, or else it could have been like John Jacob or something.
You already have a cool name. You don't need to do that much.
Your name is pretty cool.
Yo, no one else has ever met one of those, right?
No, I never met one of those.
Nah, dude.
But Piff got lucky though, because like that could have went really bad. Because like because you guys have seen Piff? He's like a magic.
Seen it, but I know I've seen the billboards.
I saw him on Penn and Teller or something. I saw him on something.
Penn and Teller's where he blew up. Like
You
Piff
seem
is
like you
very
religiously watch.
I love Penn and Teller. I'm a huge fan.
We should go to Penn and Teller show.
We have been to Penn and Teller show.
We did, but I want to go again.
Do it.
Great dialogue, guys.
Yeah. I mean, well, hopefully my segment, you guys can come, and see if
Absolutely.
if that.
Of course.
Wait, where do you have? Do you have like a kind of tour list of like where we can go and follow you or whatever?
Yeah, man. But just my Instagram, my website, everywhere.
What's the website? Tell.
www.saviojoseph.com.
Savvy Joseph.
SAVVY?
SAVIO.
Nailed it.
Savio.
So we want to know more ways of how you like abuse your powers.
Abuse my powers. So in school, I would just ask the prof to think about the answers for the test, and then I just go, cool, got it.
Just write it down.
Yeah, but we believe you right now.
So cool.
Nah, just you know what? I think the best way was just to meet people. I think in college I would just go to parties and just do magic tricks. Like that was my
Easiest way to meet people.
So you get a lot of chicks that are like, very impressed with your shit.
You know what the thing is? I would try not to use magic to like start friendships and things like that because I'm like, I don't want you to think that I'm just the magician, like the magic guy. Like
Yeah, but you ever use it to crush puss?
What was that?
You ever used it to crush puss?
No, I've not actually.
I don't believe
You get friends who are like,
Crush dick. I mean, we're open here.
yeah, whatever. You get any of your buddies who are like, I'm trying to talk to this girl. Can you show her some fucking magic tricks?
100%.
I'm trying to talk to this girl.
I'm trying to fucking,
You imagine my number into her phone?
Yeah.
I'm always playing wingman. I'm like, yo, cool, got it. Boom, there you go.
Wingman magician. Sick.
That's
Wing mage.
But what if they end up liking you and then they're like, "Come on, Savio, stop stealing all the girls and shit."
No, it's a side effect. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, you smoke bomb out of there, dude.
Smoke bomb.
That's it.
Has anyone ever? They want you more than.
When did you learn that sleight of hand watch stealing thing?
I learned that when I was young. It was hard to. This is actually really easy to steal. Like these watches, because with Apple watches, you only need to go with like one finger, and you can pop it right off. You know?
What? Can you do that again?
Can you demonstrate on his?
So when you steal something like a watch, you're usually doing it with. So I wouldn't tell you I'm going to steal it, but I would essentially look. And then I would do it in the context of a different trick. So I'd be doing something else, but I would get you used to the idea of me like holding, and be like, so like that way this doesn't feel weird, like when I'm doing this. You know what I mean? But like, because I'm explaining it, I'm gonna tell you, but like if you can get your thumb in here, this can come off with one pull.
That's so smooth.
So these,
Do my bra.
That was a little harder.
so these straps are easy to pull off. Yeah. But
then you do something else so they don't feel it. Ah.
like your brain can't process a lot of information at once. So if you're doing something, exactly. So if you're
So you overload the brain?
in a way, yeah.
Misdirection.
Exactly. So like
Can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer because
Yeah.
it's part of your trick.
Yeah.
But when you told me that the deck was gonna disappear, right?
Yeah.
So the minute you say that, that cues me to feel the deck.
yes.
has that deck already been gone from my hands and it's already been replaced by plastic?
Probably.
Obvious.
Magic, bud.
Yeah, he's not telling
Magic,
you
bud.
Again, it's one of those, like, I will say this, like, in Magic, there's always, like, so many things happening. Like, it's hard for the brain to process everything all at once, and misdirection is a huge part of it.
Probably swapped it out while I was eating a donut.
I know you probably marked.
But then also,
The donuts.
we're so excited.
That was so easy.
We're so excited that it's also like, what are we even focusing on? We're on a hype. Yeah.
Which is why Magic in person is very different than on like camera, because like in person, like you're not like on camera it's just one frame, so you can see literally everything in that frame. Versus in person, like again, your brain can't process everything happening at once. You know, like I could literally be standing over there and jumping here, and you know, you wouldn't be able to process all of it at once. So it becomes a little easier for me to navigate that space.
But you do it in a different way, where I think even if people use the YouTube little tricks of like 0.1 and 0.5 speed, I don't think they're gonna see what you were doing, because I was right back here, brother.
Yeah, you were looking behind us.
He was doing something else.
You were doing the card. You were changing the cards right in front of us.
Yeah,
I know
that
that's
was
like probably easy mode for you. I was like, what the fuck is going
So are
on?
these like your actual like signature tricks that like only you do these in this way? Like these
In a
specific
way, 'cause,
ones?
like I would say, signature.
Bart pulled it out.
Dude, look at this. Look, see the 7?
Boom, 7.
Yeah, see, very slow, very slow.
But yeah, signature. In a way, yes. Like there's a lot of stuff I love doing, but I'm more proud of like the stage stuff that I do, because it takes more like. You get more creativity with like, oh, you got a stage, you got lights, you got music, and you can curate like a cool vibe, and you can get like a real ambiance with the trick, you know, and I've been playing around with that. So I have more signature stuff on stage, I would say. But yeah, these stuff I love doing all the time. You know, whenever I get a chance, I'm like, boom, let's try this out and make it happen.
What's just to get slightly more in depth about
Sure.
your vision and stuff like that? What's like a dream scenario for you, or whether it be like goal wise or show wise?
Now you see me 3.
Now you see me 4.
Skip 3.
Skip 3. They're working on 3 right now.
Oh, are they?
3's about to.
Now you see me
come out.
2
It's
is
in production.
hella cheesy.
I thought Now You See Me, all the Now You See Me's was whack.
Where they drugged everyone up?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, I did.
So like a kid.
Well, no, because I'll tell you why it's whack.
Yeah.
They don't, like, it doesn't make sense why they did it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. There's no magic to it.
So, like you can't like, you can't. Like I think in number 1 they exhausted all the cool magic stuff they can kind of explore, and then number 2 is like with media or TV you always got to one up it. And it's like if you're gonna one up that, it's like you got to go some crazy stuff. That
Oh yeah,
you
now
wouldn't
you're
have to
going
have.
like Fast and Furious level.
Exactly.
bullshit.
You're on Fast 10. You're like, what is happening?
And this is a weird example, but I used to watch a show called 24 where fucking Kiefer Sutherland was killing terrorists all day.
Yeah.
And there was an episode where he gets stuck in the top of a building and like the whole FBI's in the building, right? And I'm like, how the fuck is Jack Bauer gonna get out of this one? And they just cut to him in the parking lot. And I'm like, nope, we fucking sold out.
Right.
That's what Now You See Me does, and it drives me.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, they're getting frisked and then they throw cards. Oh my
Yeah. They're flying.
So stupid. CGI cards everywhere.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Come on.
I mean, again, it's also like we're so used to seeing these crazy, like you see Marvel and then you see like the Avengers, and then you're gonna go watch a movie like this. It has to somehow, you know, live up to a certain level of hype. You know, it can't just be like, oh, we're just gonna do card tricks and that's it. It's like, no, the cards gotta be flying and this gotta happen. So they gotta blend a little bit of realism with more CGI, all that kind of stuff. I would say number 1 had more real stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff in number 1 that was like, oh, that's actually real. Like you can actually do that. You know, kind of like how you guys had Franz. Like they had cool consultants behind the scenes who just, you know, helped design the magic on the show. Right.
Context, that's the magician that was on ABDC helping out these guys do better because their dances were whatever.
Yeah. So there's a lot of magic consultants who work behind the scenes, and like actually Blaine, his team is really cool. Like the guys who work behind him, he just like, I mean, he has unlimited resources. He'd be like, yo, you're sick, come work on my team. Like, and it's just like you'll get like some of the craziest minds. And again, going back to what I was saying earlier, some of these guys are the people you'll never hear of because like they're just so skilled. Like they've just been practicing at home for 20 years and this is all they know, and like they don't have like a social media presence. So like you go get them, like you're gonna have the craziest talent behind the scenes, but they don't want the glamour of it all. They just kind of want to help create some
untapped resource basically.
So do they even do like birthday parties, or they just do it for fun? They're just hobbyists.
So it's kind of like the dancer standing behind like the star person. Like you got Whitney Houston out there, and then you got all these dancers nobody knows their names.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, where you said like how the harder part is actually creating the business behind the magic. But then you have a lot of people that you knew that kind of dropped out, or they just
Hey, what's up guys? Just in case you have seen some of these lovely pieces on some of our gentlemen here, these awesome jade pendants, or you may have seen the recent JK adventure where we went to Jade Jewelers, just remember that the sale is on now. If you want to visit thejadejewelers.co, you can even find some of the stuff that our guys have had. and way more. The selection is huge, so make sure to visit the Jade Jewelers and check out what they've got.
Check it out.
Let's go.
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. There's like these 4, because right now, if you wanted to, let's say for the next 6 months, you're like, look, I'm gonna be a magician. You can
This fool.
You can learn. You can pay somebody to teach you, train, and then like put together a show that's like 30 minutes, and you can start doing a 30-minute show and get paid for it. You can make $500, $1,000, whatever, whatever the entry point is, and then you keep getting paid for it. But to get to that next level, you gotta start creating your own stuff, and the routine is like, and like I said, it doesn't mean reinventing the wheel. It's like, how do you take ideas and flesh it together and make something new? Like the Got Talent stuff that I did, it was all original to me, but it was like based off of ideas that we had from like, oh, there's this plot that I liked. Oh, I liked when my first plot was something with money and disappearing and all this stuff, and I was like, cool, that's a cool plot, and then it's gonna pair with my story really well. Cool, let's mash that together. Second act was like, cool, I want to throw something in the air and catch it. Oh, there's something that I can do. Oh, but they do it with cards. Let me do it with money. Like that's a cool twist on an old classic, and then you build off of it. So that part is a lot harder to do, and that takes a lot more time and writing and figuring things out and testing. And like I said, there's no comedy club to go test. Like you got to just do it at your gig. So how it works is like you work your 45 or 60 or whatever, and then what people usually do is they'll go to a show and they'll do like the first 15, 20 that's like solid material, because you want to start strong, and then in the middle you'll throw in something new, because it's like even if it falls you can pick it back up and then close strong. So it's slow, because then you try something new in the middle and you're like, it didn't really work, and you gotta wait till the next show to put something else in, and again, if you're booked for some high-end corporate gig, like you don't want to, that's not when you want to test, like do you test this here, like does it make sense, or do you make it work, so you got to find that pocket.
How often do you practice at home? Like,
it depends on what I'm working. It's very project oriented now. Like if I'm working towards a project, I'm like, cool, this is coming up, I gotta work on this act. Or I'm like writing a new show or something like that, then I'll work on stuff often. In a day, it depends. Like I might wake up and just for an hour or two, I'm just working on something or trying some new technique or something. And there's days where I'm just doing nothing. But like when I was younger, like in high school, I used to get things taken away all the time. Like I had a deck of cards in my hand, literally 24/7. Like I'd be holding cards all the time. But that's how you get better at like
moving
cards and dealing with cards and shuffling and doing all these cool fancy cuts and stuff like that. But like the teachers would take it away all the time.
So like these magic masters that right? Like how do one find one, like a kung fu master? Like it's like there's a legend of this like dude. He's like the 7th grandson of Houdini, and he's kept it in the family. And then you're like, I want to learn from you. Do they have that?
It's tough. Yeah, 100% that exists. Yeah, but it's hard to find. It's word of mouth. It's like if you know this person who knows that person who knows that guy who's like really good. It used to be big with cheating techniques, because like there used to be a lot of guys underground that like they didn't want to be known because they wanted to be like they'd hire him for a house game, and like he can deal cards in any manner. You can deal to
for like poker games.
Yes, but those guys don't want to be known. Like
because they're working with the mob or whatever.
Exactly.
Get hella money anyway.
Yeah, so those kind of guys, but those guys gotta have like impeccable technique, because they can't get caught. This is not a magic trick. This is
because you die.
You die, exactly. Because if you mess with people's money, especially mob money, like that's it. So these guys would be very low key. Like it'd be very hard to find them, but you can. There's ways.
That's like white hat, black hat kind of hackers, right?
Yeah.
And I heard a couple of them had to die for them to learn not to wear magician costumes while they're sitting at the table.
They got a top hat and fucking.
Because they didn't know for a couple of times. They were like,
Silence for those who didn't know.
Yeah.
So like, is the dark side of magic like guys that are like pickpocketing and thieves?
Europe,
and,
it's
like,
big. Like some of these techniques, like with pickpocketing, like it could be like you're standing next to me and like I bump your shoulder, and while I'm bumping you, like your body's reacting to the fact that you just got nudged, but you can't feel that I pulled the phone out of your pocket. That happens all the time, and they work in teams. So like, it might be like they bump, boom, they take the phone and they hand it off to someone. So there's never one person who's like, even if they caught you, they'd be like, "What? You can search me. I got nothing. There's nothing on here. It's already handed off to like 5 people." It's kind of like you've seen Focus. Focus. So Focus, they had a pickpocket as the consultant on the show. So like they actually had really accurate descriptions of like what would take place, and like
and then after he consulted, they send him to jail.
They send him to jail right away. No, he's a good thief. He's a good thief.
Dude, I saw a magic trick. Somebody's walking around in Thailand, they got their phone, right? And the guy drives up on a dirt bike and just snatches their phone away. I didn't think it was a very good trick.
Made it
disappear instantly.
Have you ever, like, when you were dating somebody, have they ever accused you of gaslighting?
You put that thought in my mind.
It's like, because even though you're not doing it, like, I feel like that's someone's go-to if they're arguing with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely happened. I also get people who like be like, no, don't hypnotize me. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Don't hypnotize me, please.
Don't hypnotize me.
It doesn't work that way though. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You got to be willing. It's got to be something. Like, I think this is where media makes it seem like I can't just walk up to you and be like, oh, you're sleepy. It doesn't work that way.
You don't carry a pocket watch? Ha! Dangle.
You know, so it takes some time.
Can you wake him back up? He's asleep. He's dead asleep.
He thinks he's a chicken now.
I'll be back.
Can you spot? So like my mom
Yeah.
loves fucking fortune tellers and shit like that. She got all these homies that do all this weird shit. If you're sitting in the room with them, could you spot like how they're pulling these tricks off?
I'll just say this: most of us shop at the same magic shops. You know what I mean? Like it's like if there was a different context around the work that I do, I can easily say I'm a fortune teller. I'm doing
That's true. Yeah. Or you're wearing a different outfit with a different accent.
Exactly. You know, and like I've studied some of the stuff with palm reading or cards. Like there's things that you can learn, and it's just like it's unfortunate that people do that and then they run with it, and a lot of times it's the people that are like vulnerable that get taken advantage of. So it'd be like someone's passed away and they'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go see like a psychic or a medium to see if I can connect with my loved one, and it's just like so it's just like it's unfortunately I don't believe in it. I'm not a fan of those things, but it's also because I'm like I know what's happening. Like I know what's going on.
It is context. He could have just said, think of a person that died recently that you want to talk to, and then just same thing.
If you ever need money, I'll link you up with my mom. You can probably pull like 100 G's. She'll give it to you willingly too.
Damn.
So there's still
Just give me 10%.
shops, like retail shops that's just all magic stuff.
It's a lot less now for sure, just because a lot of guys have gone online, so there's a lot of
So there's e-commerce magic shops.
e-commerce and there's a couple guys who got really wealthy off of that too, because there's people who want magic. Actually, the whole magic industry really is afloat, especially the e-commerce world, because of like amateur magicians, I would say, because they buy everything. So like a new trick comes out, and they'd be like, oh, because they think that is the thing that will make them the next, whatever, or like, oh, that's gonna be but then you fail to realize, like, no, it's actually about the performance, about your persona, how you are perceived, and all this stuff, the branding and all that stuff. Like, again, goes back to that thing of like the technique versus the business. So like, what do you want? So a lot of amateur guys will buy tons of magic tricks, and it'll be like, oh, this was $30, that's 40. It's like hundreds of dollars of magic, and then that's the entire industry is built off of that, really.
I bought a magic trick last year.
What'd you get?
The pole thing. Where you like press the button and then a giant like.
Oh yes. So that's funny you bring that up, because that was like just a regular magic trick, and then somewhere like in the span of like COVID, like someone made a video with that and like made it a product. Like, and
then it got drop shipped everywhere.
Yes, it got drop shipped everywhere. It was, oh my goodness, it was everywhere. And I was like, what is going on?
I wouldn't have seen that coming, man.
That thing is hella dangerous too, because like the original.
I cut myself on it.
Yeah. So the original ones were made out of like a metallic kind of thing, and so if you do it in a weird way and you shoot it, it'll literally go and hit your eye. Like, it's very dangerous.
It's strong. It's like really fast.
Like legit cut my thumb. Yeah.
What was it used for?
We were trying to see if it made sense in a dance show.
Oh.
And then after I cut myself, I was like, I'm not gonna pitch this anymore.
Because you should have got the plastic one. That would work.
I'm only real hardcore.
Only metallic.
Only metallic.
OG shit,
But yeah, there's also like magic conventions and stuff like that where you can go to. Like, it's like, think Comic-Con, but for magicians. So like there'll be like magicians from all over the world.
Everything's just disappearing.
Everything's just disappearing.
All the magic groupies.
Bunnies running everywhere.
How does it feel? I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, but I think it'd be really funny if you were just at a party and a guy was like, "You guys want to see some magic?" Oh. And you just have to like stand there and just watch these whack ass.
And like my friend would be like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, "I'll just do your thing." My thing is
dance cipher.
Because like there's a lot of magic dorks out there that are kind of like just trying to use it as a
Yeah, for me, man, like it's so weird. Like I'm such a I like to stay in my lane. I don't like rubbing heads with people. I'm just like, dude, do your thing. I hope, wishing you success, man. I'll just let it happen.
I'm confrontational, bro.
Magic battles would probably help out with the industry.
There was actually a show. It was like magic off or something. I don't know who named that, but
Probably did. That's why I didn't stick.
Yeah, but they were just like magicians who they'd get the same props and they have to go and build an act with the same props, and so like it'd be like a magic off because it's like they only have a notebook, a laptop, and.
Did you enjoy that?
It was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
Can you tell, like fighters, like they see cauliflower ear, oh, that guy's a fighter, right?
Yes.
Can you tell, like, walk into a mall, you're like, oh, that guy does magic, that guy does magic?
No shot. No way. I wish.
Do you have like a coveted trick that's like really hard for you, but that you're like, I need to get that someday?
They're not really, because like I think those kind of things, like it's just a lack of resources. Like, you know, like once those resources come, you're like, cool, like we can make that work. I mean, it would be cool to like one day make like, I don't know, a train disappear. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't do like big illusions. But I used to when I was younger. Like I used to do some, like I had like a cage with dancers and stuff, like which were just my friends who I just paid, and they're just like, all right, cool, you know, and like and they would come and like the girls would do all the stuff and then put the fire in the cage and move it, and then I'd appear. But the weird thing is, I remember when I was 16, I did my first theater show. I had that. That was my opening act. It was like the girls come, they dance, and then they do the whole thing, and then they pull the thing, and I appear out of the fire. And I was like, people were like, whoa, really cool. In the middle of that show, same show, I put a live camera, and I did a card trick, and people lost their mind. And I was like, whoa, like that illusion cost me so much money. This deck of cards cost me $5 down the street. I was like, what about it? And then I started to realize, this is also, I guess, answering an earlier question you guys had of like, why did I do the more mind-reading magic stuff? I started to realize like, something about illusions, like people will see it, they'll enjoy it, and they'll still go, oh, like, there's probably a door somewhere. You know what I mean?
Mirror or something.
Or a mirror or something. They're like, probably, there's smoke, maybe he was under, but it's still like, oh, I don't know how he did it, but there's probably something. But when you do a card trick, something so, like, we've held this before, like, that's not possible. Like, I saw the cards, I've held cards before, I know it's not.
If it's in their hand.
Exactly. So it's like, that's why I like doing things in people's hands and like away from me and a little different. So from that point on, I kind of stopped doing illusions. So I was like, I don't know if this is the thing. And it's expensive.
When you're doing magic, like somewhere you said sometimes you're around drunk guys or something.
Yeah.
Is anyone ever just like, fucking fly, dude? Fucking fly right now.
You get hecklers that bad?
I've had the crazy, like I remember one time I was performing and I had someone just knock the cards out of my hand, and it was like, I was like, okay.
Was this in Brampton?
Brampton. You know? But it was just like, dude, people are weird. Like, I don't know.
That's so weird.
How do you recover from that if someone slaps the cards out of you?
Start flying. Then
you curse them.
Yo, honestly, like you just figure out like a pivot. You're just like, cool, your card is now mixed up on the ground somewhere. What if I can find your card now? Would that be good? And then people are like, nah, there's no way.
Oh, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
like an element of like,
That guy's not in on it.
in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna find this card?
You just gotta say it. Fucking.
Look at this penny in your shoe.
Oh, damn.
You gotta bump them. You gotta bump them and look underneath your shirt, bro. What is this? Right there.
But also like the more you do it, the more you learn how to control people, and like, you know, like if someone's being a little, you know, you learn how to simmer down. You know, it's kind of like in comedy and hecklers, you learn how to work with them and how to, okay, you can chill there, or you can chill in the back over there. You know.
Still trips me out. You had them hold the fucking cards and then it melted together because of the flame.
That's fucking
'Cause of the
ridiculous.
flame.
Insane.
Crazy.
Fly right now, dude. Fucking fly.